Earlier this summer, Washington honored two prominent women. Sonia Gutierrez has dedicated more than 40 years of service as an educator and an activist for immigrants. On June 5th, the city named the 500 block of Beath Street Northeast as the Sonia Gutierrez Campusway to honor the educator. A ceremony was held to honor the street naming.
I chaired the council and I chaired the hearing where the issue of naming this street came up, and it was a great hearing. I mean, it was as much about the school as it was about Sonia Gutierrez, or maybe it was as much about her as it was about the school. And both are worthy of quite a bit of testimony and comment, all to the good.
I'm very excited to join you all today as we celebrate another chapter in vision. A vision that began more than 45 years ago by a community leader known as Carlos Rosario, who, along with a woman known as Sonia Gutierrez, his able assistant, worked tirelessly to uplift the growing DC immigrant community through educational programs.
Sonia, of all the things that I may have done and accomplished, one of the things I'm most proud of is when the Carlos Rosario Center suddenly found itself without a space. I was able to use what little tiny office I had, and I said, Sonia, come, we'll set you up here. And the boxes came, and the boxes came, and I said, wow, that was more than I thought. But it was the tiny little A&C office, was all she needed to get the Rosario Center back. And so it's so great to see that you finally found better spaces. I think I might send a few boxes here, but I just want to say how proud I was to host the very first Sonia Gutierrez campus.
Thanks to all of you that are here, to the Board of Trustees that has given me so much support in all these years, because as people have mentioned, you know, I ran this school under the school system for 25 years. And even though we were a national model and we're training 4,500 students a year and everything, they closed it down on 1996. So I decided to retire and start it all over again because I believe so strongly in educating immigrants, because I have always said, and I've always told Allison that has been by my side 21 years, you know, immigrants are people that if you just give them a little push, they fly. And I think that people here like Vivi Otero, so good to see you, Vivi, and Mirna and Rebecca and everyone that works for the Latino community will agree with me, and that's why so many of us have dedicated our lives to the immigrants.
For more than 50 years, Providencia Paredes called Washington home. For decades, Ms. Paredes served in different capacities for the Kennedy family, most notably as the personal assistant to First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. Ms. Paredes passed away on March 18th, and a going home service was held on April 18th. The city honored Ms. Paredes with a resolution honoring her lifelong dedication to public service.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Franklin Garcia, and I am the U.S. Shadow Representative for the District of Columbia. And on behalf of our Mayor, the Honorable Muriel Bowser, the Chairman of our Council, Phil Mendelson, the City Council, and the State Delegation, Congressional Delegation, we extend our most sincere condolences to the families and friends of Ms. Providencia Paredes. I am honored to be here to honor a most distinguished Dominican American and Washingtonian by presenting two resolutions. The first one is a resolution from our District of Columbia Statehood Congressional Delegation. And this resolution has been signed by both of our senators, Senators Paul Strauss and Senator Michael Brown and myself. This is the first kind of resolution like this that the Congressional Delegation has done. So we're very honored that we should do this to honor such a distinguished Washingtonian. The second resolution that we are going to present today is from the DC City Council. This resolution was introduced by at-large member Anita Bonds and signed on by all council members. And The official ceremony or resolution will take place next Tuesday at a public hearing, and so everybody obviously is working to attend. We will be filming it and distributing it to our networks for everybody to continue to celebrate the life of Ms. Providencia Paredes. I'm going to have our legislative counsel come up, Ms. Theodora Brown, and read our resolution. Thank you, Theo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Council of the District of Columbia, resolution presented by Councilmember Anita Bonds. Providencia Paredes recognition resolution of 2015.
Let me say, first of all, I think if we can imagine Provi right now, I think she'd be saying, Gustavo, did I have to go all the way to heaven to get you to church? Yeah, how many people think Gustavo's going to be back at church on Sunday? Come on, raise your hand. You gotta grow up now, man. Who could ever forget the sound of the voice of Providencia Paredes? For us as children, it was part boss, part mother, part interrogator, part fan. At some points we thought it was part bird, but there was never any mistake about who was on the other end of the phone, or who was calling from inside the house, or across the field, or above the sound of a loud cocktail party. Dimi, where is Gustavo? Where is Gustavo? Tell him to come in here right away. When we were young, Provi was in charge of everything that mattered in life. She was in charge of our schedules. She was in charge of our play. She was the one who basically allowed us to break rules. And of course, she was in charge of our food. Her voice meant childhood. It meant order. In the words of the great poet who we saw on the program today, County Cullen, she was a rendezvous with life. And the food. I asked Caroline, and she said that her father always used to say that Provi was much smarter than the Secretary of State, Dean Rusk.